Lo-Fi Tano EP review. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here. Internet's busiest music nerd. Gonna review an EP really quickly for you right here. Get a drink. Hydrate. It's important. These guys are a Swiss death metal band. They have a handful of EPs out so far. They came out with one of my favorite metal EPs of last year, and it seems they are following that EP, which a lot of people have buzzed about, with yet another EP titled Soma. And it's really not that surprising of a release, given what the band has put out thus far, EP-wise. I think I myself, and maybe some other people in the metal community, are kind of sitting and waiting to see if these guys are going to be a face worth following and worth remembering in death metal music. And what's going to solidify that is if they drop a solid full-length album. Whether or not that's going to happen this year, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think this EP is necessarily doing them any favors. If anybody excited by that EP gives a listen to this new EP right before the release of that album, I think it may dampen the excitement just a bit. Maybe because the release here is not only unsurprising for Bölzer, but I guess a little unsurprising for death metal in general. For one, in my opinion, the recording is not quite as fantastic or as spectacular as what was going on with their last EP. There are just 2 songs on this release, one of which is about 5 minutes, the other 12 minutes. So we do see in one respect the band sort of getting a little more ambitious, really trying to pull together a longer, meatier song. But with this opening track that the EP kicks off with, it's a fairly straightforward song. It alternates between just heavy, chugging riffs and these wailing, tremolo-picked, eerie death metal leads. There are, of course, some growled vocals in there, but they're kind of lost in the haze of the sort of rough and muddy recording. And I don't think the performance is all that fantastic either. There are some points where it's just noticeably a little sloppy, a little off. The first half is a little bland. I do think it picks up in the second half, though. There are a few very aggressive and very adrenaline-pumping musical passages that the song kicks into before it finishes off with a variation on one of the original riffs of the track and just kind of ends out. It's the second track that it's really just as muddy as the first, recording-wise. But there is something incredibly ambitious about this track, not only in its length, but there are some clean chorus vocals in here, a few different vocal change-ups, and some interesting instrumental interlude work. It is a ferocious 12-minute track. Definitely kind of kept me engaged for much of the track listing. Not track listing, but track length. And it's I guess I could just say it's just more epic in scope, and you know, other than the ambition coming through the structure of this song, I can't say there's anything else really to hype up about it, because the performance here is also a little sloppy. Like I said, the recording a little muddy. Yeah, you know, it's just an okay EP. Nothing that I'm going to be freaking out about at the end of the year. But given what I've heard from this band previously, I'm still looking forward to when and if they drop a full-length record. Maybe they haven't been signed yet. I'm not totally sure about that. I can only speculate about that stuff. All I can say is, as far as the new material goes on this new EP, not quite as floored by it as the last EP. If you've given this release a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Bölzer, Soma, forever.